State regime media, known as Fox, spent the day trying to convince its audience that recessions and even depressions are actually really good. It's how you make America great. And also that if it does happen and economic calamity hits, it's actually former President Biden's fault, not the policies of Donald Trump, who's in office now. Okay, go figure. But before pushing that narrative, Fox spent the day bringing on guests like Howard Lutnick, Trump's Commerce Secretary, who talked about how big and strong Donald Trump is. Here, play this clip.
And Donald Trump is going to stand up for American families, and he's going to do it hard, and he's going to do it strong, and that's why we love him as our president.
Okay, very strange. Then Larry Kudlow brought in Donald Trump's agriculture secretary, and here they talk about how we're heading into economic calamity, but it's all part of Donald Trump's plan. It's part of the art of the deal, and also it's somehow former President Biden's fault. Okay, here, play this clip.
Some very, very smart people are telling me that the jobs number that's coming out, the February jobs number that's coming out Friday, could be flat, even negative, Brookie. The GDP now tracker from the Atlanta Fed is showing, for the first quarter, a -2.5 or -2.8%. And we've had lousy numbers on things like housing and business investment. My generic point here with respect to affordability and the economy is we're going to have to suffer through some bad news. This has nothing to do with Trump. Trump's program's not in yet. And I got people on the left who are blaming Trump. How can you blame Trump when he wasn't president, when these seeds were planted?
Well, you couldn't be more right about that, because we've only been here 30 plus days. You can't turn an entire economy around in 30 days. You can't bring the cost of goods down in 30 days. And, it isn't just that.
Now, if Donald Trump literally just did nothing and kept the country on autopilot, the Atlanta Federal Reserve was predicting that we may have had 4% GDP growth in quarter one. Now we're expected -2.5 to -2.8% because of Donald Trump's policies. That's what's happening. Here's Maria Bartiromo on Fox as well, pushing this narrative. We're going to get some bad job numbers. We're going to get some bad economic numbers. Prepare for it. But it's not Dear Leader's fault. Couldn't be Dear Leader's fault. Let's blame Biden for it. But Dear Leader's got a plan. He's got the art of the deal. This is all part of 18-dimensional chess or something. Here, watch this.
Group has been reporting, and we just got the jobs numbers out, Congressman. The ADP number is crossing right now. 77,000 private sector jobs were added to the economy last month. This is the lowest number of jobs added to the economy last month since July. This is the February ADP report. Now, obviously, this is not a result of President Trump's policies, because this is a result of Joe Biden's economy that Trump inherited. But how worried should we be that you've got the Atlanta Federal Reserve now expecting a contraction in the first quarter? And as you cut government spending, you're going to actually impact the jobs numbers. You've got the jobs numbers out at the end of the week here for the month of February. What's your take?
Yeah, listen, what we're about is this America First agenda, where we're going to be increasing the supply side, increasing production, limiting the imports, because as has been pointed out, we have a $370 billion deficit in exports versus imports. So we're losing the trade game. We need to build more. We need more manufacturing. We need more work being done within the U.S. And that does a number of things. Clearly, it increases jobs, Maria, but clearly it creates more taxpayers. It will raise revenue. It will increase supply side, meeting demand, bringing inflation down, thus bringing interest rates down. I mean that's the plan. Now, it's not going to necessarily happen overnight. And these government jobs, look, the government is not an employment agency, or at least it's not supposed to be. Think of that.
And on the Laura Ingraham show in the evening, they had a big breaking news bulletin. Breaking news. Elon Musk is walking in the House of Representatives. And then they ask Elon Musk what his phone number is. And then he spells out boob with the numbers, because that's who's cutting most of the jobs at Veterans Affairs, destroying the lives of veterans, destroying our federal government, treating our federal workers so disgustingly and so cruelly. And the person who said that he wants to see economic hardship experience. Oh, and he called Social Security a Ponzi scheme. But when they ask him, "What's your number, Elon?" He's like, eight. Here, play this clip.
Hey, Elon.
Yep.
Elon, can we get your cell phone number if you're giving it out? We have questions.
Something 8008.
What are you planning to talk to House Republicans about?
Here, Peter Navarro then goes on Fox and Brett Baer, and he says that, the reason why we're going after Canada, he says, he goes, the reason why we need, and Peter Navarro is one of Trump's top trade advisors, right? He's all involved in these tariffs. He goes, because Canada has been taken over by the Mexican cartels, that Mexico runs Canada. This is the level of our idiocracy here in this Trump regime. Play it.
Their sabers, but I don't want to contribute to that. What I want to say to every world leader who gets up in arms when all we're asking for is fairness and to have them stop killing our people is, please listen to us. Canada could do a lot more. Canada has been taken over, Brett, by Mexican cartels. They bring up these pill presses and printers and the medicines that they fake. You can't tell the difference.
Yeah, it's major
pharma
problem.
companies can. You need a spectrometer to do.
Seriously? Big if true, by the way. As Aaron Rupert says, here, Howard Lutnick, Trump's Commerce Secretary, says, look, everybody. You see, the tariffs are actually going to drive America better. Now, there may be problems at first, but imagine you're never going to have to pay taxes ever again. We're going to collect all of the money, all of it, from tariffing other nations. Okay, tariff is a tax on American importers, you idiot. Here, play this clip.
Stop it. You got to stop it. Tariffs are going to drive America better. Remember, we pay taxes into the Internal Revenue Service. Wouldn't it be amazing to stop paying taxes to the Internal Revenue Service and have the External Revenue Service of Make America Great Again replace our taxes? That's the goal of Donald Trump. And I think he's going to hit there. He's going to do everything he can to make that happen.
I mean, when I watch that guy talk, though, I feel like I'm watching one of those infomercials that used to be on in the 1990s. Do you want to get a sham wow? A chamois and a wow. No offense to sham wow, because those may have been great, but don't you feel like you're having someone sell you some ridiculous thing from like an infomercial? If you just buy 10 million Trump gold cards, have the Russian oligarchs buy it for $5 million each. We're rich. You never even need to do taxes ever again. Just like that. It's like, again, it's idiocracy. It's worse than idiocracy because it's actually real. Here, Howard Lutnick, though, says, look, there's going to be a lot of higher prices in the short term, a lot of higher prices, but it's going to get better. Yeah, you're describing something called inflation. You're describing increasing inflation, you idiot. Here, play this clip.
Well, as the president said last night, there's going to be a short period of time where there'll be some higher prices on certain products. It's not inflation. That's nonsense. It's certain products for a short period of time. But then
and I think it's just worth showing you here right now as I'm playing this clips, just to reiterate what Donald Trump promised, that he said on day one, he was going to bring down prices. Here's Trump saying on day one, prices would go down. Let's play it.
So when I win, I will immediately bring prices down. Starting on day one, we will end Kamala's war on American energy, and we will drill, baby, drill. We're going to drill.
And here, as Aaron Rupert says, here's Howard Lutnick pathetically gargling Trump on Fox right now. Here, play this clip.
For coming in today, really appreciate it.
Thank you. You should have heard him
the weather
on
in
that call.
DC traffic.
This president is so good. He is just amazing.
And then they used Lutnick's appearance on Fox to walk back Trump's tariffs on Canada and Mexico, right? Like, I mean, it's funny because you have Prime Minister Trudeau who, would not budge, and Howard Lutnick was trying to have Donald Trump save face. But our markets were crashing. And so Howard Lutnick was trying to do everything, and Trump was trying to do everything to beg Canada, can you stop the reciprocal tariffs? Can you make it look like we got a deal if we just stop the auto tariffs? And Prime Minister Trudeau's like, nah, you declared economic war on us. I ain't playing these games no more. The premiers of Canada, like Doug Ford and others, doesn't matter what party they're from, they're like, no, stop your tariffs in total, and we'll stop our retaliatory tariffs. But we ain't playing these games anymore, Donald. Here, play this clip.
And listening, he spoke today to Justin Trudeau this morning, and I was on that call. And so I think he's leaning towards coming up with an idea that allows USMCA, the deal he struck with Mexico and Canada, that's about half of Mexico and Canada. It's about half. Maybe those markets for the next month get excluded from the tariff, and the other half. So basically, if you were doing trading with the United States of America and you ignored Donald Trump's agreement that he made years ago, you did it at your own risk. And so the president's thinking, now he hasn't decided this yet, so it's up to him. But he spoke to the big automakers yesterday, so he was leaning towards helping them out for just this month. And then we need to see the Canadians and Mexicans put long-lasting protections in to protect America. Not this, I'm doing a lot of work for the last 3 weeks. Give me a break.
Okay, so
Then you had Lindsey Graham, of course, Donald Trump's number one gargler. He then goes on Fox, and here's what he has to say on the Jesse Waters show. Let's play this clip.
So what I want to do is take all those things that DOGE has found, all the silly spending, and put it in a bill called rescission and vote on it on the floor of the United States Senate and the House. And I dare them to vote to keep this kind of crazy stuff going.
Well, I don't think you guys will ever lose another election as long as you just say they spent
Long as they're
making
around.
mice transgender. I'm not.
And by the way, here's Maria Bartiromo with MAGA Republican Congress member Stubbe, again, talking about how Americans are going to have to feel the pain. Here, play this clip.
worried about all of these spending cuts potentially leading to a recession. Now there's new growth worries. As you know, markets were down sharply yesterday on the tariffs and on this idea that all this cuts happening could in fact induce a recession. Now we're expecting a contraction in the first quarter.
I mean, your last segment, you hit on the tariffs, and I think that was a large reason why the market reacted to that. But we have to cut spending. We are $36 trillion in debt. I've only been in Congress for 6 years. When I first got elected, we were $20 trillion in debt. We put $16 trillion on the debt. We are running, just in the last 6 years, we're running a $2.5 to $3.5 trillion deficit every year. Our country and our economy can't handle that. The Treasury can't handle that. The American people can't handle that. We have got to get our fiscal house in order in Washington. And if that means a short-term pain for the country, then we're going to have to walk through that together to ensure that we put ourselves on a fiscal prudent path going into the next 10 years.
But don't worry, folks, because Trump's press secretary, Caroline Leavitt, says it's all part of the deal. This is all part of a master plan. We all know that. Play this clip.
This is major news. I know everyone wants to talk about tariffs, bad, bad, bad. No, why don't people understand the president is a never-ending negotiator?
Mm-hmm. He's a never-ending negotiator. It's the art of the deal. But also, the president has proven, as he did in his first terms, that tariffs can bring good-paying jobs back here to the United States of America. They protect critical industries here at home. And President Trump is serious when he says he wants to make America the manufacturing superpower of the world. And
Here is Kayleigh McEnany saying that we look forward to Trudeau's next move. Zelensky certainly caved fast. What did he cave on? These people are the way they frame everything is so despicable. Here, play this clip.
The case, so.
Yep. And we look forward to Trudeau's next move. Zelensky certainly came fast. It was about 72 hours. All right.
One more time. Here is Lindsey Graham on Jesse Waters. Let's play it.
And this is just breaking. It looks like the administration is directly negotiating with Hamas. Do you like that or you don't like that? How do you feel?
I'm okay with it if it gets through. I don't mind what Trump does because I trust Trump. But Trump sent out a tweet today, release the hostages or you will be destroyed. And that's the kind of leadership we need. So I trust Trump. As long as he's in the room, I'm okay.
All right. What did he say? Shalom, Hamas.
Shalom, which means in South Carolina, we're going to kick your ass if you don't release the hostages.
Thanks for the.
Well, there you have it, folks. I don't even know what to make of that. You tell me. Hit subscribe. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 5 million subscribers.